Alright, what's good everyone? So today I'm going to be showing you why your personal brand is not working on Instagram. Maybe you've been trying to grow it for a while and you just haven't seen the results that you wanted to see. So in today's video, we have to identify 5 different problems that you might be facing with your personal brand, and then I'll show you how to fix it and what the mentality is behind those 5 different points. Hopefully you take the action and you apply these tips and you solve your personal branding problems so you get the audience that you deserve and the audience that would happily pay for your offer down the line. So before we get into it, if you're serious about growing a cult following, growing your personal brand and taking it seriously, especially on Instagram, you see a lot of entrepreneurs taking it seriously now. So if you want to jump on the train but you just don't know how to do it, book in a call below in the description and I'll see if you're a good fit for what I do. So without further ado, follow me on Instagram as well, at the Matt Jacob, if you want to reach out to me on there. But anyway, let's get started on the video. So the first reason why your personal brand is not clicking, because you're not being personal enough. You're trying to please everyone, and when you try and please everyone, you please no one. So what you need to do, the way to fix this, is to get the idea out of your head that you need to reach as many people as possible. And while that is what we're trying to do in part of growing our brand, we have to be focusing on one person, especially if we're trying to grow our personal brand. And who that one person is, you decide who you want it to be. So it could be your younger self that you're talking about if you're trying to solve a painful problem, or if you're like more of an entertainer, figure out that one person, that dream follower that will just laugh at your videos all day long. They'll share it with their friends and just do the things that you want them to do. Maybe they'll binge watch your videos and they'll binge watch your content. So if we're talking Instagram here, you want to target one person and one person only in mind, and then just really almost know them better than they know themselves. So what are their pain points? What motivates them to get out of bed? What kind of shows are they watching when they're not working? For me personally, I always have this one person in mind when I'm making my content, and now this was only recently because I was in the same position. I was making the same mistake as you. I have one person in mind now. I kind of know I really know what their desires are and what's really going on in their head. So I'm going to build my content around it in the hopes that, you know, they pay attention to my posts, they engage a lot with my posts as well and my stories, and we just build that relationship. And then that's how you build a cult following. If you can get one person hooked, you can get millions and millions of other people hooked. You just have to know where they're hanging out and then put your content in front of these people. So that's the first thing. Don't be a generalist, be a specialist. Have one person in mind and cater your content around that one person, and whoever else doesn't like it or doesn't fit into that one person, gladly push them away, because those aren't the type of people you want to attract anyway, right? Okay, the second point, lack of consistency and procrastination. So I didn't used to struggle with this, I can't lie, because back then things were really easy. If you don't know, I used to run a theme page, and what a theme page is, long story short, you just repost viral content and just grow that way, right? You don't have to make your own content, and that's what I was doing while I was still in secondary school. And I posted for about 9 months to get to 30k followers, and the way I got there was through ruthless consistency. Okay, you have to realize, I got up every day. I got up in the morning before I went to school. I'd post. That's the first post. 1 in the morning, 1 after school in the afternoons. That's 2 posts, and then 3 posts by around dinner time, which is what my schedule was. So ruthless consistency, guys. If you don't have that in place, then you're not going to grow. It's as simple as that. You need to cultivate that habit. You need to cultivate consistency. And even after you're being consistent, you have to learn how to, you know, regulate your emotions, because you could be posting 30 to 60 videos for 3 months straight and still not get any growth from it. And you have to come to terms with the fact that could happen and just be, okay, where am I going wrong? What am I doing well? And what do I do from here? You know, really keep a level head about this and just keep finding ways to grow and pivot until you find that secret formula on how you grow. Not how person A grows, not how person B grows, how you grow best. So lack of consistency and procrastination is the second one. And one thing on procrastination, life-changing tip I got from one of my mentors about procrastination, or any thought in fact, As soon as you hear that voice in your head where that starts to creep up and getting you to procrastinate, telling you to do it later, just observe it. Okay, don't get caught up in the thought. Don't invest your time and effort into it. Just observe it from a distance. And it takes skill. You know, I meditate 10 to 15 minutes a day, so it's quite a skill. Observe it, let it pass, just like you're watching cars on the side of the road. Let that thought pass, let that voice pass, right? And then remember what you're doing why you're doing it in the first place. And that's actually the most underrated piece of advice on procrastination. Getting rid of that weak voice, and you're replacing it with the voice that you need to hear. So that's the second thing. The third thing is you don't have a backbone. And that backbone of a personal brand. Every single successful personal brand has this backbone of they know their story inside out and they have a North Star. They know where they're going. They know what their message is with their brand. So therefore, they're gonna just post content around that with the hopes of attracting people who resonate with that one mission. You know, your story doesn't have to be cool. And when I say story, I literally mean your life story. Kind of depends on the niche you're in. I know in my niche, in the coaching niche, entrepreneurship niche, a story is very important to really stand out. And you know, it doesn't have to be cool. You don't have to pretend that you're rich, but if you are rich, that helps. But we really want to, you really want to get people to relate to your story instead of trying to make it look cool. Okay, and that also means, you know, getting a bit uncomfortable, sharing, you know, the lows of your journey, things that, like even your flaws as well. Be open to that, because that's going to help you be more relatable. And if 95% of people aren't willing to do that because it's uncomfortable, if you're in that 5%, then you're going to get what those other 95% of content creators aren't going to be able to get. They won't have the luxury because you're willing to go to greater lengths, and that also means sharing uncomfortable parts of your journey. So that's it takes time, it takes skill, it takes practice as well. You know, I've had to repeatedly tell my story and even reveal a bit more about myself to get to where I am today. So that's the third thing, in fact, telling your story and knowing what your North Star is. And it might change in the future, who knows? The fourth one is your profile isn't visually engaging or appealing. It's not optimized. Now, whether you like it or not, Instagram is a visual platform, so you need to play to that. That means you have to make sure your profile picture's on point. Just at least have the basics. Reach the baseline at least. So have a clear profile pic, have a bio that's easy to read, tells the viewer what to expect from your content, what you can do for them. Any social proof as well is good, like results. Just keep it short and sweet. Don't overload it. Make sure your username is memorable. No numbers or underscores. Make sure you have the basics pretty much, and make sure your posts look good. They don't have to be Picasso.
It's an art project.
Okay, I like it, Picasso
Levels. They just have to be clear. Make sure they're not like blurry and kind of like an Android phone. So I might have upset a couple people there, but you get what I'm saying, right? Make it look good at least, and then that's gonna up your chances of them actually staying on your profile upon instead of clicking off. So yeah, profile optimization. That's what it is. The fifth thing is you don't engage with your community. If you're here to build a quality following, instead of trying to get a quick grab of followers on your profile just because it looks good and then dipping, then stop watching this video, because we're here to build a long-lasting, long-term audience. Part of that includes you having to engage with them. And it could be micro engagements, you know, if they like a post from you, like 1 or 2 posts back from them, you know, just give back in ways. Reply to their DMs. I have a mentor as well. He has about 42k followers right now, and he makes it a habit and even a ritual to reply to every single DM that he gets, every single one. And you can imagine at that size, he's getting about 100 to 200 or even more DMs per day. So for him to reply to them, if people take time out of their day to send a message to you, then you better reciprocate that, because there's the law of reciprocation, which essentially means if you do something onto others, people are going to treat you the same way as you treated them. Basically, treat others how you want to be treated. The human principle is so basic, but so many content creators and personal brands go wrong with this. So make sure you're engaging with your community. Everything's moving, everything's bubbly, everyone's active. Cool. And then the last thing as well, why your personal brand is struggling to get off the ground on Instagram, is because you're not using the features that they've given you on the platform. So what I mean by features is Instagram stories. I mean, at least use Instagram stories, please, guys. If you're not using Instagram stories, then you're really missing out, because more people, there was a study shown, I think, and I think it was more people scroll through their Instagram stories than they actually do with their feed, which is eye-opening, right? I didn't know this. So play to that. And if you're going to use stories, use the features, use the polls, use the quizzes, use the slidey thing. You know what I mean? The slidey thing, you know, add some quizzes, make it fun and interesting, make it engaging. So you're kind of breaking that third wall between the audience and you. Because that's again, there's a law of investment. The more people invest in your profile, the more they're going to be indoctrinated into your way of thinking, your energy, your message, everything, your story. And that's how you win in the business game, and that's how you win in your niche. Is if you can get as many people as possible to invest in you, maybe time-wise or emotion-wise or money-wise, even as much as possible. That's how you win. Instagram likes it when you use their features. Like, they put it there for a reason, so that if you use it, it keeps people on the app longer. And that's what they do. That's what they want you to do. They want you to keep people on their app for longer so they make more money. So if you're keeping them on the app for longer by using this little story features or whatever they've given to you, they're going to reward you with that, okay? I've noticed with my story views, whenever I include like a quiz or a poll, it gets way more views and way more engagement than if I just posted a normal story where they couldn't engage. So definitely do that, and you won't be missing out anymore. So if we're going to recap, the first thing, you have to talk to one person only. Don't try to reach everyone, and don't try to please everyone. The second thing you would need to do, stay consistent with your journey. Don't expect too much in the beginning, and stop procrastinating, because there's no better time to start posting. There's no better time to do this than now. Okay, the third thing is you make sure you have the backbone of your personal brand, which is your North Star, you know, your mission, your purpose, and your story. Make sure you're telling your story and being just authentic. The fourth thing, you want to make sure your profile is visually appealing. Make sure it's attractive to the eye. It doesn't have to be a work of art, but just make sure you meet that standard. The fifth thing, you gotta engage with your community. You know, go back and forth with them, build connections, build relationships, and they're gonna love you. They're gonna stay with you for the long run because you're doing that. And then the final thing is make sure you're using the features that Instagram has given you in order to grow. That includes the story features, reels, swipe ups, links, etc. And they don't do swipe ups anymore. Yeah, they don't do swipe ups anymore, but use the other features that I mentioned. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. And again, if you're serious about growing your personal brand, and if you like this video, you got value out of it, but you want to take that next step, I urge you to book a call, and I'll speak to you directly, and we'll see if you're a good fit for what I do, and see if I can even help you in the first place, grow that cult following of yours and really dominate your industry. Follow me on Instagram as well, at @TheMattJacob, and we can chat there as well if you want. But apart from that, even if you don't do any of these, even if you're just going to walk away from this video, I hope that you got value out of this, because these are tips that my younger self, who's just starting out his personal brand, wish he heard. So I hope you got value out of this, and just subscribe for more, like, comment below. And yeah, this has been Matt, and I'm going to sign out. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you in the next one.